This is where the fun begins.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our review of Skeleton Crew, Ep.6. No friends anymore, or something is the title.
Mm-hmm.
But today, I've got, of course, our other loyal Skeleton Crew host, Skyrin.
Hello. How's everybody
Hello.
doing? Happy New Year. Hopefully this year is going to be a fantastic year for everybody.
Yes.
2025.
But because Skyrin's speaking about it being the new year, I got some New Year's stuff. I got the Ark, and I got the Interceptor. Oh
Hey,
yeah,
that's really cool how you can fit both on that little turntable. That was smooth.
it's very smooth.
Who needs money when you can have Lego Star Wars?
Yes, but when Sky, Indy, everybody gets theirs in, I know for sure we'll be doing probably the Acclimator or Home One. No, Acclimator first, and then maybe the
Yeah.
Home One, and whenever Sky gets his Arc into. By the way, Sky, I want to save the Arc as the last one if we can,
Well,
because
that
I think.
works because that's the one that I'll probably won't get until about this time next week.
Well, we can wait, but besides that, we are going to get into Skeleton Crew Ep.6. So yeah, as you see here, we continue from the last episode when Jude Law betrayed the kids because we don't know this man's real name. There's too many. This man has like 50 names. He's on the most wanted list. So in the Star Wars universe. So yeah,
Apparently, huh? Everybody loves or hates
Every, everybody wants him somehow, but Sky, you know what's funny? You were right about one thing. You were right. The trap door was an escape route.
I said, "How do you know it was?" Like that was really stupid. It could have just led to some spikes at the end.
Spikes. Yeah.
Also, when they were going down, you could see they were getting separated because they all went down like a different tube. I was
Yeah.
like, I thought that was gonna have more part to play in the episode, like where they had to like find each other. But no, they all just get spat out at the same place. Um, honestly, I'm gonna be brutal right up front. I didn't
Go.
like this episode. I keep going back and forth
Oh,
between like, oh, I love this episode. Oh, okay. I felt like this episode was very mid,
it
and
was. It was mid.
I don't got a lot to gripe about, but I also don't have anything to praise this episode about, you know. But I definitely hated the whole New Republic thing, and the New Republic is just so stupid. But we'll talk about that when we get to that part because it's about like the middle of the episode. But I didn't like
Yeah.
the escape. I thought that was dumb because it was like, okay, so they're fine. They basically just went down a trash chute, kind of like Luke, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just thought this episode just was honestly kind of dumb. The only parts I did like was like the parts with the pirates when they captured Crimson Jack.
Silvo.
He was
Yeah.
he was decked out with all this jewelry. Like you could
Yeah.
tell it was hard for him to like climb, but he was like, "Well, I'll take it with me."
I got
I'm
all
curious
me
if the pirates.
money, 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 money.
I wonder if the pirates went and stole the rest, or if they were like, "I don't care," because they got what they came for. But because
Well,
he
they
was
didn't.
decked out.
They didn't because the New Republic attacked them and they had to leave.
That's
So,
right. Yeah, but
uh, but Silva told them basically the only reason Judah is in this episode is he tells people that Atten is real and that they need to go and steal the money from Atten, and that's it.
or
That
he's gonna take a little trip in our favorite rocket ship through the space. I don't know how the song goes.
flying through the
You're gonna shoot him
sky.
through the airlock.
Yeah,
He actually looks kind of concerned. I'm curious, where is his lightsaber at? Because like you can see here in this lovely background image that you found, him
yes.
holding that lightsaber.
Did they take it?
Yeah,
I think they took it, but
be pretty cool.
but there is teases. The reason why they were gonna just throw him out the airlock, but he like forced one of the pirates the mind trick to get them to listen to him, to do the parlay, the where he could say his piece basically, and he, because he told him about Atten, he got to live, but he literally mind tricked somebody. So is he
Is
a
that what he
Jedi?
did?
Because you see that woman, the pirate, you see her like struggling with her head, and then
Hmm. I
it's like
thought maybe
she,
she just felt guilty for him or bad because maybe they had like a past or something.
it looks like he was like
I didn't
forcing
put
her.
that together, but that makes more logical sense that he mind tricked. Yeah,
It's making me think that that he is somehow, if he's not a Jedi, he's a Force user for sure. He uses the Force,
yeah.
and and also like he knew what in the lightsaber came out on and everything. Like he
I
seems
think everybody
knowledgeable.
knows that. It's pretty obvious usually.
Eh, I mean,
I've seen
but
enough hilts in my life.
yeah, but it's like he seems to know how to like use it and everything. So what, he could be a Jedi user, or not a Jedi, a Force user, but we will see. Um, well, I think he is. Like, there's too many things with him. That's
At
like,
this
yeah,
rate, I'm calling that he's a gray Jedi. He's not a Jedi, but he's not like a Sith. He's just kind of like dabbles with the Force, but doesn't really care. I'm curious where he learned all this though, because he's probably middle age at this rate, maybe a little younger than middle age, so like maybe
yeah,
40. So it's like the Empire's been around for a long enough time now where it's like there's no way he could have learned the stuff about the Jedi before that, right? Because I don't think he's that old. He would have to be like 60 or 70, right, to be like, oh, I used to be a Jedi Padawan. So I don't really know where he got this stuff from, but I guess we'll find out. I don't know what they'll tell us, but there's always the possibility because we still got two more episodes. But this
yeah,
episode just bugged me because the kids were like fighting with each other, but like their arguments didn't seem really that logical. Like, I was scared to tell you I can't do what you want me to. It's like that's it. That's all you were mad about. Like it didn't click with me. I thought that was kind of silly. I did like those little crab things though, like little hermit crabs. Like if
yeah,
you look at them, there was some like with some cool Easter eggs. Like the one was wearing like a protocol droid leg as like its shell, and then I saw one
yeah,
had like a stormtrooper helmet. That was kind of cool. And they were taking them to like they were just the two kids were following them because they were like, okay, well we'll see where they take us, and ends up taking them to like the mother crab or whatever you would call it, and it was like, oh, that was
yeah.
the only part about the episode I liked.
Well, I think there's another good scene. Um, I did like the scene with Wim and KB, like they were getting closer to each other. I did like that one about he saved her life basically.
Yeah,
And that,
I I
and then she said thank you Jedi to him and
yeah.
made it listed his spirits. So I did like that. That was
I
like a
didn't
good.
realize how much of like a robot basically she was. I thought that was just like a thing that like went over her head, and she used that. But like the wires and stuff go inside of her, and she mentioned something about an accident. So I guess like as a kid she basically died, and they were able to revive her by turning her into kind of like a cyborg. So that's kind of cool. So KB is a little bit
Yeah.
more interesting to me, but
Yeah, I am in. Well, and the other thing with that too is like, yeah, Fern and KB got mad at each other, but the reason was is like it, she, like as you saw, it's like Fern thinks that like she can, like everyone else can do what she can do, or like she thinks that because she can do it, like everyone else can. But that was the main thing. Is like
mhm.
she's kind of selfish, or she was being selfish, like because I could do it, you all can too, type thing. But she sees later that they can't do the exact same thing she does, and she's kind of like arrogant. But I did like that. I liked that it went more into the characters a little more because mainly it's been the adventure, but sometimes it's felt like big moments or like getting like you have these bigger moments like that. They don't happen sometimes with the kids because you've been focused on Jude Law and everything and what's been going on. I still do like. I like the moment in episode 4 too, and of course Fern, you know, thought that she couldn't do it anymore because she didn't know what to do. She's just getting stressed out. Like that was a good moment too. I feel like those moments are good. It's just like I feel like that one was a little better than this one of her. But you know what I mean. It's
Yeah. I
uh,
feel like that wasn't a good way to make the kids like mad at each other. It should have just been as simple as, "Hey, I think we should go this way." Well, I think we should go that way. Well, I don't think we always should have to listen to you. Blah blah blah. Something like that would have probably, in my opinion, made it make a little bit more sense. It was like, "I'm mad at you, but I'm not going to tell you why I'm mad at you." And it's like, oh my gosh, And I know that's how kids can act sometimes in real life,
well,
but it
the
just,
main sorry. The main thing is like KB started it acts like as a thing. It was like a fake argument because the main thing she was worried about is like KB didn't want to tell her, but she was about to die, basically.
I
Because
guess,
that's the point, man. Because the circuits were corrupt. That's what women KB. And women's like, really, why didn't you just tell her that you were about to like die? And it's
that's
like she
yeah.
wouldn't understand. She wouldn't take that. So that's what the thing. Because she wouldn't want to accept that she could die because she doesn't have the parts or whatever. But I that's what they said. But the conversation was that,
That's true.
and
Maybe
I
it's a little bit more deeper than I'm giving it credit for, but I don't know. But I
yeah
want to complain about the New Republic because they're so stupid
go
and incompetent. Like, so maybe I'm wrong. I'm assuming that the hotel, that's what I'm going to call it, casino. I'm assuming they
yeah
call it the New Republic, right? Because like they're basically the
yeah
cops of the universe, and so it's like, hey, we got a pirate problem. Can you come deal with it? And in that terms, they did great. They scared the pirates off very fast. They even took down one of the little ships very easily. But weren't they looking for the Onyx Cinder because they think the kids were kidnapped? They had to have seen the Onyx Cinder, and they didn't even do anything about it. And they, instead of knowing if the pirates have the kids or not, they just opened fire on the pirates. I'm like, what if the kids are on that ship and they took it down? You know? So they're just they're trigger happy, but yet they're stupid. And I do not like the New Republic. I never will. And every time we get just a little bit more, of the New Republic in action, I'm just like, man, they're stupid.
well, maybe this is why the first order started.
Absolutely, it's why it started because the New Republic is incompetent. Like, I guess maybe that's their goal is to give us
But
reasons
isn't
why to hate
yeah
the New Republic. But they're supposed to be the quote unquote good guys. That's even what the kids say. They're like, oh, they're the good guys, and it's like, yeah, well, they left you for dead because they didn't even like care to look around and see like, hey, are the kids around? Are the kids around? Is like they just, all right, we're gone. So it was dumb. I don't like the New Republic, and I thought that was really dumb because I really thought that was what it was building up to, was that they were going to then save the kids. But nope.
yeah
After they take down the pirates and the mothership leaves, they leave.
they gone yeah.
So, but
And then the
um,
main thing is the kids find each other again, and they get back aboard the Onyx Cinder, go into hyperspace. The end. Yeah, that's
Well, there's a
it.
little bit more to it than that
But
because there was
yeah,
like this trash compactor, like crab droid thingy that like grabs trash, and it just
yeah,
magically, of course, well, I guess those little ships piloted it, so that's why. But the Onyx Cinder was just happened to be right in front of it, and the thing was slowly coming towards it. So they're like, we gotta get to our ship. They get on the ship, and then they can't get it off. They try flying, doesn't work. They try shooting it off, that doesn't work. Uh,
yeah.
and so they hit that magic button that I completely forgot about. But it was like, oh yeah, they did mention it. That's why they had to put it in the recap, because I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. But there's like a button on the ship. It's like, don't ever press this, and I guess it just like makes a shell of the ship. So now the Onyx Cinder looks slightly different. It's shiny too. I don't really get the point in that. That was kind of odd. I'm like, do other shell or ships do that? Do they are other ships in Star Wars like hermit crabs where they have like a shell that they can just like get rid of? A
Yeah, but
lot of crabs in this episode.
very
Crab
crabby.
technology and yeah,
Uh,
the little pincher things on the trash compactor kind of look like crabs. So it's like this episode had crabs.
money, money, money,
Yeah, money,
Mr.
money, money.
Krabs, Mr. Krabs. But yeah, I mean, yeah. To me, this episode was definitely,
Bland.
yeah.
It was
I
it was
still
over,
think
and I was like, wait, that's it. So
that's it. They fly now? No, I'm joking. They
I
fly
mean,
now.
I'm still excited for the show. Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna watch the last two episodes, and I think the last two episodes have a lot more potential. This was kind of like one of those Bad Batch episodes where it's just like a filler to get you to the next part. So you got to give it some credit, but it seemed like it could have been better. This episode was just mid to me, so
Yeah,
I'm
like
only going to
what,
give it a 6 out of 10.
bro,
Yeah.
bro. I'm at the same rating.
Really?
I
This
said
might be
yeah.
your lowest rating for an episode.
I'm like yeah. I was like a
You've been more
6 out of.
generous than I have.
Hey, I said the what, episode 4 or something was 7 or no, or the last no. Yeah. The other one was like 7
The
or
one with the French Revolution girl.
yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that was like a. I think I gave that one like a 5 or 6.
yeah, I gave it a 7, and then last one we both gave 8.
I liked last episode. That's why I'm a little disappointed with this episode. Maybe I was just in a better mood or something, but last week just seemed better. This week just kind of
It
dull,
just yeah
you know.
yeah like it was good. It was good episode, but it was not as good as the other ones. Like really love 5, really love 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Um
Seems like every week is like a high and a low. It's like a roller coaster. One week is like, oh man, that was amazing. Next one's like, okay, whatever, and then, oh man, it's amazing. Like they're just going up and down. So
the first 3 kept the energy. 4 was like 5 really good. Like 5 was a really good episode, and then 6 again. Like
yeah,
it's like there's only been 2 but for the rest of them to be pretty good, that's good for.
we'll
for
see. Next episode might be kind of bland too, but I think the last one will be good no matter what.
well,
I really
the
do.
next one is probably Silva leading the Pirates to Atten, and the kids finding are going back to Atten. Like I guarantee it's a converge, like they meet each other at the end type thing.
Well, they're probably gonna have to end up saving each other. They're probably, and he's probably gonna be like, "I'm sorry, what I did," and they'll probably forgive him, and you know, because the whole show is gonna be, it's about the friends we made along the way. I'm telling you, that's what's gonna be, But I think the pirates will get screwed somehow, and um, Crimson Jack will end up realizing what he did was wrong, but he'll still get to and then probably get some, reward or something. But at this point, it'll be because he took them home. That, or there's still going to be like a parent um, rebellion. I'm still convinced that the parents are going to somehow get off the planet. And it's possible that the parents are going to get off right as the kids get on, and it's going to be like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah, but we got to see.
Another thing I feel like I kind of didn't like this episode for was, and maybe I just missed it, but I feel like this episode didn't have a lot of Easter eggs and nods and stuff, and the only ones that there weren't that impressive. Like, there was that lady like with the weird body or whatever, from like Canto Bite. So it's like, oh cool, an episode 8
Yeah,
Easter egg. I'm like, nobody cares about that. Um, Looking
yeah,
at all the little like shells that the hermit crab things had, that was kind of cool, like the protocol droid leg and stuff. But
yeah.
it's like that wasn't.
Hey Sky,
Yeah,
you know the thing I was really thinking about who would be on that pirate ship? I was thinking they bring Hondo in there somehow, but
yeah.
no,
We did
no.
get to see Vane again.
Yeah, we did.
So he's not dead, but I didn't think he was.
That would
um,
be a good set to build with like skeleton crew, the pirate snub fighter. It makes more sense now than it did in Mandalorian. That makes-
right.
oh
Yeah.
my,
Well,
but
no, because these pirate ships look different. you know,
no, they do, but I'm just for Vane to be in it and stuff that are Von, you know what I mean?
I think it's Vane, yeah. But I don't
Yeah,
know. I still want to see Hondo, but I don't think it's gonna happen now because the next episode is probably the last episode we're gonna have the pirates. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Hondo blows the pirates up. No, I'm joking.
maybe be kind of cool.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not losing hope for this show because I'm still enjoying it, but all my ideas have definitely not really seemed to happen. So it's kind of like, okay, I give up trying. I mean,
Well,
some of
yeah,
my theories have come true, but some are just kind of like, I mean, I completely thought this show was going to have to do with Ahsoka. So, like, I was definitely wrong in that aspect.
I think this show, the ending, will have something to do with the wider universe,
Maybe.
but I don't because you can't just have this all Republic planet without explaining more into it later. I don't know. There's got to be something going on with that, but yeah. Uh, no, but I agree with you. I think this is definitely like a 6 out of 10 for sure.
It just felt kind of empty.
Yeah, like besides the good moments, it was a little hollow.
Yeah.
Like it felt like after you had like Wim and Fern's moment and Neil or no Wim and KB's and then Fern and Neil's. Like after you had like their little interactions and then like one like the two scenes of Jod and then after that that's it really.
Yep.
It's like to me, like the really good scenes are, of course, Jod or Jude Law, and then Fern, or sorry, Wim and KB. I think was a really good one, a good moment between them, because Wim also said that you can be friends with me and Neil. We don't mind, or you don't, you can do whatever you want with us, whatever. You can be yourself with us, type thing. But I thought that was like a sweet, cute moment. But they helped each other. I did like that though, like how the normal duos split. Like Fern and KB split off
That's
from each
true.
other, and Wim and Neil were separated. I like that. It was gave a different dynamic to the duos, but besides that, it was just like, eh. It's
Yeah.
definitely a 6. I think this one, I would honestly say, even though it is a 6, that's not bad. It's just kind of mid.
Yeah.
I would say this is my least favorite out of the show. Because even then, even before, 4 had a great ending when they got to the tower, and I also like Neil getting more character development in 4.
True.
This one felt just very off. I don't
Yeah.
know, or,
I think so too.
but I also think it is because of also the uh length of this episode where it's a lot shorter. They didn't have as much stuff to go on, so they had to pad it with some things.
This
But
episode definitely was just a bridge to fill in the gap between the last episode and now next week's episode.
it's
You know,
literally like
it
it's
was just a
literally
bridge.
yeah, it's like how did the pirates and John get on at Atten? Oh, let's show that, and then let's show how the kids escape the spa planet, and then that's it. That's
Like
all this was.
if we were getting hour long episodes, this would have been the other half of last week's episode. It was basically just one longer episode of continuing from last week, if that makes any sense. You know, nothing crazy special happened to make this episode its own special episode. It was really just like if we were getting hour long episodes in 2 weeks or in week increments, if that makes sense. Like That's how I look at it. Like if we were getting hour-long episodes, this would have been that episode 2 or part of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this show kind of let's I would definitely say that 5 should have been, even if it had to be 7 episodes. I do think that 5 should have just been one long, like the episode or a longer episode shows this part and then the last part because this is the same planet. They go together well. Uh, but yeah, I think that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think so.
But this is the thing with Ahsoka too. Ahsoka, the final 4, 5 and 6 should have been put together,
Yep.
and 7 and 8 should have. And then that could have made a and then you could have had a 6-parter instead of an 8 because it just made more sense.
I don't want less episodes. That's the problem. I want more episodes and I want longer episodes. But then it's like, well, what do we do? But I think that's partially why I'm like a huge fan of like the Boys franchise or something. Is because it's like we get, yeah, sure, we only get 8 episodes per season, but they're all like an hour or longer. So it's like you get a lot of content for only these 8 episodes. When you get a show of 30-minute episodes, that's not a lot. This episode I think was like what 35 minutes if you don't count like the credits and stuff. I guess technically the intro and then the credits. Like if you don't count that, it was like what 35 minutes or something.
I think it was even that. Probably, I'd say this was probably around. I'd say about 30 minutes, like actual
Yeah,
30 minutes.
just
Because like
that's so short because like it feels like it goes by so fast. But
yeah,
um, I'm
but
so
we
excited to see the next 2 episodes. But yeah,
they set it up to be good. I hope they can deliver on that finale because
we'll see.
there's a good setup here.
I just
But
want Hondo, but I don't think that's happening.
I want Hondo. Yeah.
Only thing I want from this show. Everything else, I'm just like, I'll wait and see what happens, but I'm hoping for Hondo.
Give me Hondo or give me death. That's what Skyrim's saying.
Yeah, pretty much. But
uh,
yeah, I think that's pretty much everything for the episode. So unless you got anything else you want to talk about, we can end here.
the only thing I did want to talk about, just one more thing. Uh, I do think that this actually I didn't want to say this. It is about Skeleton Crew. Did you see that it's actually doing very well for Disney? That it's a bigger a streaming hit for Star Wars.
That's good.
That's what I've heard.
What a
It's doing
surprise.
well.
Imagine that. A show that's not preachy and that's actually good is performing
Yeah.
well. Wow, what are the odds?
A good show doing well? What?
Yeah, I
but
never would have known.
but
That is good to hear though, because I'm like, I know we kind of crapped a little on this episode because like it was a little less interesting, but as a whole, I'm still enjoying this show, and I'm glad to see other people enjoying it too because it deserves praise for being good. Like it's not perfect, right? But it's definitely better
yeah.
than some of the other shows we've gotten in the past, like The Acolyte or Book of Boba or Kenobi. Like this show is leaps and bounds better than those shows.
Bro,
Um,
I mean, buddy, if you are like, I hated Kenobi, I hated the Acolyte, I hated a lot of Book of Boba Fett, you will love this. It is such a great show. Even though I liked Book of Boba Fett, I didn't think it was as bad as people said it was. I I
like a bantha.
I do
Yes.
like, yeah, like a bumper, yes. But I do like Book of Boba a little bit, but maybe it's a guilty pleasure for me. I liked it a lot more than most. I know that's like a like boo bouncy, but I
No,
did.
that's how I
So
feel about the Acolyte. I liked it more than most. So,
yeah, but but it's good to hear Skeleton Crew doing well because
hmm
you know what was said. If Skeleton Crew does well, there is a possibility for a second season. Oh my goodness.
it's funny too because Disney
Yeah,
kept saying they didn't have high hopes for this show, and they thought no one was going to watch it, and that's partially why I think it got delayed several times, and now it's performing well. And I wonder if it's because it's not super preachy, with all this like woke, culture and all this. I know not a lot of people like to hear that, but sometimes it is true, you know. But it's like I wonder if that's
Yeah.
why it's performing better, and if that's why Disney thought it won't do good. Because for some reason Disney keeps doing that, even though it doesn't seem to be working out for them.
Did you
But
know that
they don't
Disney
care.
thought was gonna be like their magnum opus of Star Wars? They put all the money. They thought the Acolyte was gonna be their savior,
I
but
know.
but it's Skeleton Crew is the actual thing that's good, and like people like it.
Yeah,
It's
because
like
these actors don't go around saying Anakin blew up the Death Star, clearly
or
not knowing what they're talking about in the universe
or
they're playing in.
write diss tracks to their audience.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's true
I
too. But also,
because
I think people are a
yeah
little bit more nice because you are dealing with children actors, and
yeah
if
yeah.
you're gonna go online and like gripe about child actors, then you're just a piece of crap. Because, like, but I've said this many times. I'm actually like happy with their casting. I think the
Oh
child
yeah.
actors like are doing really good. They're basically like the next Stranger Thing cast of kids. Like they're set for life. Like they're gonna be recognized as, oh, you played in Skeleton Crew, because they do a good job. Because
Oh,
sometimes you get child actors and they're not that great.
that's the thing I did want to say with Skeleton Crew. Like like you said, like sometimes the children actors are kind of can be a little annoying, or you just don't like them that much, or the acting's bad. No, no Skeleton Crew. All the actors are good. The child actors are
Absolutely.
good.
I
Uh,
think all the actors, period, for this show have been just fantastic.
I mean, you got Jude Law. I can't say anymore. He's just a
Yeah,
great actor all around. Like he's been in some of the best things that I love. So, you have a winning formula with this show right there. You got good child stars because this is a show centered on like it's like Goonies or Stranger Things, or it is based on the kids' adventure, and you have to have good actors to do that, and they are good actors. But also with Jude Law, of course, and also the ones that play the pirates are pretty good as well. Are the main ones I did like the Beast guy. I think that one's pretty cool.
yeah. I've liked all the
So
acting and in this
yeah,
show, and the
hmm
visuals and the spaceships and everything. The lightsaber was cool. I hope we get to see more of that because that's part of the reason why I loved the last episode so much was because it was like, hey, a lightsaber. Because I'm weird. I like lightsabers, and um, because we didn't get to see it at all in this episode, I think that's partially why I was a little maybe angry. But I really hope we
yeah.
get to see it again because, like, if the Pirates like took it and that's it, we're not going to see it anymore. That would be a huge waste for the entire show.
It's literally a tease.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I I do think that's probably it for episode 6. This was not a very long episode, and it was a lot shorter than all the other ones. So yeah,
Yep.
I think that's it for me in Sky. But it's good
Yeah.
to hear the show's doing well, and
Yes.
but yeah, me and Sky will talk to you probably Friday for some live building of
Yeah.
some new January sets. Ooh. Uh,
Yay.
but we're probably doing the Acclimator Friday, so we will see you all then. But Sky, you know what I'm gonna do for you, man? I'm gonna let you lead us out.
All right. Sounds good. I mean, you pretty much just did the outro. So all I had to say is goodbye and happy new year. So
Yes, Happy New Year, everybody.
take care, guys. We'll see you next time. Let us know what you thought about this episode or just Skeleton Crew in general if you want to. And thanks for watching.
Goodbye.